Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Happy July 14th of 2024. This is a Sunday reading to you all, and I hope that this is going to be very good. I know it seems to be very, unlikely of how things are and how it is, but this is a very gravitating situation, and this is how it is. I know how things are, I know how it is, but there are things that you're trying to remember and trying to behave as how it is. So in this reading, I know that this seems to be, and I know if I'm doing a cross watch or who's watching this or whatever, but this is how it seems to be. So this is a very good start to know what's going to happen, and this is how it seems to be, right? So this is just a reading, and I hope that you all enjoy it, and this is how it seems to be. Because this is how it is one way or another, is the way it goes, okay? And this is what it seems to be. So I'm going to tell you something that this is just the way it goes, and this is how it is, and this is how it seems to be. So let's get started, and I hope that you enjoy this reading. Give it a like, give it a comment, and enjoy, because this is what it seems to be. So basically in this reading you have the Page of Earth, Ten of Fire, Ten of Water, and Ten of Air. So there's 12 zodiac signs in this picture, in this situation. So, there are things that you have, like, okay, so the Ten of Fire, it says, too much work, accept help from others, life is out of balance, stress-related health concerns, so you have that. The Ten of Air is the end of a difficult situation, embrace the change, and expect things to get better now, recovering from addiction. Okay, that's interesting. The Page of Earth, basically it means scholarly, dependable, patient, successful. Good news about financial matters, wanting to do something more challenging, a new era of study, so you can understand that. And last but not least is the Ten of Water. It says a contented and rewarding family life. Your emotional and material needs are met, trustworthy relationships. In that study of era, that's how it seems to be, right? Because you have to understand about how things are, and whether things are good and bad, you have to, acknowledge it on how it seems to be, because this is how it kind of goes. Because in one way or another, you think that everything's fine, but in one way or another, everything is not fine, right? Because this is how it is, right? And this is how it seems to be. So I understand that this is just a very versatile about how it goes, but this is just a Sunday reading, and I know that this is how it goes, because in one way or another, everything can be shifted. And this is how it seems to be, right? Because you have to believe on how things are, and you have to understand how it is, right? Because you're trying to remember that how things are, and this is how it seems to be, right? Because you need to understand how it is, right? Because you have to learn from your own mistakes. Whether if you have mistakes or not, it's the way of how it is. It's the way of having perception and understand from right and wrong, So I'm only going to clarify this, of this whole entire reading. Then there's going to be more cards to pile up and stuff. Then I'm going to use the oracle cards and the dice last. Okay, so this is how it seems to be. So I'm going to clarify the Page of Earth. Okay, so the Empress is reversed. The Star is reversed. Oh boy. And the World is upright. Okay, so basically you're not wishing upon something. The Empress, we're going to look at that over, just see what's going on with that. But the World is upright because you have completion, right? You think that everything is completed, but in one way or another, it's not. It's a step of how it is, but it's how it is. So I'm going to clarify the Star and the Empress. Okay, so we have the Nine of Wands. Okay, so basically, the Nine of Wands represents Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, right? So we know how that is, because this is how it seems to be, right? So this is how it is. Now I'm going to clarify the Ten of Wands. So this is how it is, because this is the way it goes, right? Because this is how it is. Now the Ten of Fire, I say that, right? Then I said it, yeah. So yeah, the Three of Cups is upright, the Seven of Cups reversed, and you have the Six of Wands is upright. Yeah, see, because you know that there was, you had a lot of communication on your mind. You had everything else, right? And you could be dealing with another Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, right? The Three of Cups represents that there could be a third party in this situation, and this is how it is. We want to clarify that Seven of Cups. So the Queen of Swords is upright. So this could be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius in one way or another. Okay, so I understand how that is, because this is how it seems to be. I'm going to clarify basically the Ten of Air and the Ten of Water. So I know that this is just the reading, but this is just how it kind of turns out. Because in one way or another, we have to believe it or not, or how it seems to be, because in one way or another, it's the way of how it goes, right? Because you have to believe on how it is. You have to set your own standards. So the Ten of Air says recovering from addiction. I understand that, but I want to clarify it. So I'm going to clarify at least two cards here. So we have the Knight of Wands reversed. Only we have the Knight of Wands is upright here. And we have the Death card that represents Scorpio. Yeah, because there's endings here. That's very interesting. So what's opposite with the Knight of Wands? The Page of Swords is upright. So there could be another Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So I understand that. It's basically, it's very personal. It's very, nostalgic of how things are, right? Because that's how it seems to be, right? Because this is just a general reading, but this is how it is, right? Because I understand that there are things that you're trying to remember and trying to discover about how things are, right? Because this is an opportunity. It's an opportunity to see what's going to happen, and there's how it is, because I'm going to clarify the oracle cards will be basically second last of it. So I'm going to clarify the Ten of Water. So let's see. So let me clarify the Ten of Water. Okay, so the Seven of Swords reversed because there's no deceit. Eight of Swords is upright because there's anxiety. Okay, so someone's basically crying out loud, and they don't like it, and they have endings going on. They have completion. Everything is completed, but then you think, oh my God, I can't do this anymore. I'm losing my mind. I don't know what to do, right? And I can understand that. I understand how it goes. But I'm going to clarify the Seven of Swords. The Eight of Wands is upright because there's speed, right? So this could be, how this general reading is because of how everything goes. It's basically, a step in the right direction of how things are, because you have to think about how it is, right? There's, when everything seems to be all very interesting, you have to look at them from a different way, and this is how it is. This is just a general reading, but it does make sense. In order to do something with your life, you have to put things in perspective, right? And the universe is saying something. You just have to find it. You have to believe in it, right? If you think that there is a Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra who's bothering you, and it's bothering you about what's going on, you have to think of something, right? Just like the Page of Swords is upright, it means that someone's actually, you have your own whereabouts, and someone's actually watching behind your back, and you're watching of what's going to happen, and that's why you have all these endings. Like, I'm not trying to be mean or rude, I'm just saying what it is, and I'm not making this up. This is just a general reading, right? And you have to think things clearly. Because in order to do something, you have to feel it. You have to feel your own vibration, right? Now, I want to check out what the universe is saying, because in one way or another, this is how it is, right? This is just a general reading, and this is how it is because of one way or another. This is just the way it goes, right? Because I understand that this is just how it is. So I'm going to clarify again. I'm going to clarify basically the Queen of Swords, and I'm just going to do it at the middle over here and here. The Queen of Swords is out. Yeah, so I just typed out another Queen of Swords, didn't I? Yes, I do. So basically there could be another Queen of Swords as well. Ace of Pentacles reversed, okay. Followed by the Hermit is reversed. Okay, so basically, you're not looking for your soulmate. You already have a soulmate. You have no new beginning. This is just how it is, right? Because everything is all, spreading. It's almost like it's not like a disease, but it could be a disease because, this is how it is, right? And you get the feeling about how things are, but in that way, right? Because you have to, like I always say, is like you have to put things into perspective. So this is a good reading after all. It's just that I hope all you can pay attention to it. So I'm going to clarify the Ace of Pentacles and the Hermit. Okay, the Ten of Coins is upright, and the Queen of Wands is reversed. Okay, that's interesting. What's opposite about the Queen of Wands? The Eight of Coins is upright. Okay, so there could be, how it is. Basically, you're thinking about money, right? And you have to imply that you're deciding about, unleash your own expense, and it's the way of how it goes, because you have speed, you have everything that you wanted, but in one way or another, this could be how it is, right? And this is how it seems to be, because in this reading you think, okay, everything's fine, everything's all dandy, alright, and this is how it is. So I understand that, right? Because you think that everything's fine. But I'm going to clarify again. I'm going to clarify the Eight of Coins and the Ten of Coins. Let's see. Yeah, the Queen of Wands is upright. Yeah, so you could be dealing with another Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. So there's a lot of signs here. There's a lot of them. Right? Because it's the way of how it goes. It's almost like an outlook looking in or something like that. And this could be appealing of how it goes. Right? You have to think to yourself and say, am I doing this right? Am I doing this correctly? And this is how things are. Because I'm going to clarify again with the Queen of the Knight of Wands and the World. And let's see. The Empress is upright. Yeah, so you could be, who knows, you could be pregnant. It could be maybe you're having a boy or girl. You don't know what to do. You don't know if you're going to face that. This is how it is, right? So it's like kind of like everything is fitting in. Right? And, it's the way of how it goes. Right? And this is how it is, right? Because this is just, like I say, a general reading, right? And you have to impose that situation. You have to say to yourself, am I doing this right? Am I doing this wrong? And you have to look at it. It's a play-by-play situation. And in order to do something, you have to do it. It's like a write-off situation. But you have to understand about what's happening, who's doing this, what's going on, what's the outcome. You have to look at the positive, not the negative. Yes, anxiety is the way of how it goes, because you're crying, you're whimpering, you're not getting along or whatever, and it's the way of how it goes. But if you sit back and enjoy yourself and, drink your cup of coffee or drink your cup of tea, whatever it is, you have to how it is, right? I'm not exaggerating. I'm not being mean or rude or anything like that. I'm just telling you about this general reading. Because hear me out. You have to look at it from a different way. Yes, there are things that you're trying to remember, but this is how it is. Life does give us a lot of things to learn, right? You have to pay attention to it. Yes, you're being how it is, but you have to know exactly how it is, right? It's nothing that says that no one's not going to be mean or rude or anything like that. It's the way of how it goes. It's the way of not giving you a lecture or anything like that. Understand how it is. From who, what, where, when, why, sometimes how in that situation. You have to improve yourself worthy about how things are. In order to do something, you have to understand that. I'm giving you the information, you're receiving the information. It's the way of how it goes. You have to remember about, this is what it seems to be. This is what's going to be approving. Think about yourself. You can't fix stupid. No, you can't. But you have to act that if everything's fine. You might even think that, everything's not fine. But when you think about it, everything is fine. Think about it. Think about how it's going to be remaining about that situation. Think about how everything goes. Think about how everything is. How it's going to be. How things are. And this is how it is. But I'm just telling you what the universe is saying. You have to pay attention to it. You have to grab that, the words and understand how it is. Think about it. Think about how things are in your perspective. The cards don't lie, but that's just what it seems to be. We're almost done with this reading. So I can understand this. This is just the way it goes. But in one way or another, it's how things are. You have to pay attention to it. And this is how it seems to be, because, this is just the way it goes. This is just how this general reading is. So I understand how it goes. And this is how it seems to be. So this is how it's going to be. Just going to do one more what the universe is saying. And I'll read you the oracle cards. I'll do the dice. And that's how it is. So this is your guys' Sunday reading, and I hope that this is how a wonderful reading does. This is how it seems to be. So I'm going to clarify that Empress card. And I'll do from here to get to here. Okay, so you have basically Page of Wands. Reverse means that there's no invention. But you have the Knight of Swords is upright because there's drama. I understand that. And the Five of Wands is upright because there's chaos. I can tell. So what about this, this Page of Swords, or Page of Wands, I believe. Okay, so the King of Cups is upright because there's support. So there's support, drama, chaos. Then you have speed and anxiety. Alright, what's the opposite between the Page of Swords and the Death? Okay, so the Six of Swords reverse because there's no movement. Oh, wow. Wow, the Magician reverse because there's no skill. The Emperor is upright because there's structure. Okay. Two of Wands reverse because there's no planning. Wow. Even the Three of Pentacles reverse means there's no excitement. Nothing about that. Wow, the Judgment reversed. Like, there's no action. Nothing. No. Wow, look at this. Eight of Pentacles reversed because there's no perfection. Wow. More. The King of Swords is upright because there's knowledge. Wow. All that to get to the knowledge card. Wow. So I understand that there's support, drama, chaos, knowledge, structure, speed, anxiety. That's a lot of cards. That's a lot. Okay, what's the opposite of the Queen of Wands here? Okay, so you have the Ten of Cups reversed because there's no completion. Wow, the High Priestess. There's no inner voice. Wow. The Seven of Wands reversed because there is no resilience. Oh my god. But yeah, the Four of Wands is upright because there's celebration. Wow. So that does explain it. So you have at least 12 zodiac signs in this picture. This is a huge reading. Obviously it is. Because in one way or another you have to put yourself into perspective. You know, you have to know what's going on and you have to know how it seems to be. So I'm going to read you about what's going on here. And this is how it is, because I'm going to read you everything what's going on. And this is how it seems to be. So this is just how the general reading is. And this is how it is. So the first card is surrender. I can release my need to control. Yes, because you have to surrender. Okay? Surrendering is the way about, like, surrender about the chaos and surrender about, you know, how, about anxiety or something. You have to surrender about that. It's the way of how it goes, but this is how it seems to be. Okay? So think about that. Next one. We have blame. I accept responsibility for my well-being. You know, blame is in the picture. Blame does. Because if you're blaming somebody about the drama, chaos, you know, anxiety, you know, everything that you can think of is actually pathetic. Okay? And understand that. But you know what? This is how it is. You have to understand about your P's and Q's as how it goes. You know, this is not, there's no ifs or buts, nothing. It's the way of how it goes. You know? And lastly is imagination. I embrace and nourish the creative aspect of my mind. You know what? Use your imagination. Use about how you're going to fix yourself. Fix about how everything is going to go. You know, it's the way of how it goes, but in one way or another, that's how it seems to be. You know, it's the way of how it goes. In one way or another, this is just how, you know, how it is. Use your imagination. Use about telling a story or about think about what's going on. Because you know what? You have to believe that you can understand it. If you use your imagination, you have to understand that you're making a story out of it, like your emotions or anything like that. You know, you have to accept that ability to understand from right and wrong. Don't you? Yeah, you have to pay attention to it. And I'm going to read you this as this one last oracle card, and then I'll do the dice, and then this is going to be the end of the reading. Receive. You're a kind and loving soul who constantly reaches out and gives it to others. But now it's time for you to learn how to graciously receive, just as with the ebb and flow of the tides. The art of giving and receiving is the natural law in order of the universe. So basically, yes, I'm giving you the information, you receive the information. And this is how it seems to be. You have to understand this, but you have to believe about how it goes. And all I'm going to say this is, seeing is believing, believing is seeing. That's all you can do at the moment. Okay? And last but not least is the wonderful dice. It gives you your astrology of your houses. It gives you about the months of it. This is how it seems to be. Okay? So, this is how it is. This is how it seems to be. And I hope that this reading helps you. Give it a like, give it a comment, and this is it. Okay? Here we go. Alright, so basically you have a 6, a 3, a 2, a 1, 1, and a 4. So the 1s represent January. The second month is February. The third month is March. The fourth month is April. And the other month for the 6th is the June. Okay, so that's how it is. The houses would be the first house, the second house, the third house, the fourth house, and the 6th house. Pay attention to those, and it will be in the discussion box as well. So understand about that, and this is how it seems to be. So understand about this reading and understand how it goes, because this is what it seems to be. I know how things are. I know how everything is, and you have to stay your own situation. So believe it or not, this is how it goes. And I hope that this reading helps you understand how it seems to be, and this is how it is. So thank you so much. Enjoy your reading, and I hope that you enjoy this. So give it a like, give it a comment, and I'll see you next time. Thank you so much. Bye for now. Really, bye.